Welcome to Weeb Wednesdays. Just a heads up, this episode will include spoilers for Blue Lock, so if you're not caught up on the anime, go back, watch the anime, and tune back in. Enjoy.
All right, because I want to talk about Blue Lock since Zach finally started watching Blue Lock. Binge watched.
No, man, I'm waiting for the next episode, son. There's a countdown on the very legal anime site that we all use, and it's like 3 days or something like that. I'm very excited for it,
Dude. First off, I love this site. I love this.
It's
site.
so much better than that last super legal site that we all use. Like,
oh man, they were on one. They thought of everything and said
they have a watch together thing. We should definitely try that out sometime.
That would be fun.
I'm not gonna lie.
That would be fun.
A little 3-way anime going, you know? No, I'm not talking Boku no Pico, though. That's not what I'm talking about.
We're good off.
This man did his research.
I was listening to the last podcast. Whenever Kevin sent it to me, and trust me that after I was reminded about it, it won't leave my head anymore. Because once I heard about it the second time of us talking about it, it was just all that more striking.
You're welcome.
Man, I wish you didn't show me that cover art.
No. You wanted it. You wanted it to just show it to me. Just show it to me. I was trying to save you. I
stopped mid sentence. Just how bad could it be? Oh.
And then we got the context of nope, they're all men. It's a bunch of lads over there.
Yeah, when I dropped the fucking bomb.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, it's not that bad."
So if you think any of those are women, they're not.
Again, it's completely fine.
Yes, it is 2023.
It's completely fine.
The year of our Lord 2023. But yeah, that was something. Hold up, because if we're gonna talk about Blue Lock, I need to look up the characters because I'm not gonna lie. I watched it. I binge watched it my entire shift at work today.
Jeez.
So yeah, I didn't catch the names too much. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, my man's Isagi, that nigga. Chigiri?
Yeah.
Red-haired dude.
Yeah.
That nigga. That's the so far coldest moment of the anime. You know what I mean? When he's not afraid to tear shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he runs up behind cousin. He's like, oh, what do you even say? He's like, I don't remember what he said, to be honest. But he just runs up behind him, quick as shit.
Man, yeah.
You're gonna love him in the later episodes. He really pulls off some insane shit.
Yeah.
I think all the characters in Blue Lock that weren't eliminated, and obviously side characters, all the characters that were are the focal point of the story are all dogs. They all got that dog.
I feel like I don't know anything. I haven't gone too far into it really like that, but I feel like most of the players on Team E probably play a big role throughout the entirety of the things, whatever. Because those are the ones you have real connections with.
Yeah,
they did pretty well, but that is 11 characters. But you kind of get to have your little moments with all of them and have a reason to be like, oh, I remember that guy.
I just like how you see all of them level up, each level. This is really interesting to seeing them push past what they thought was their limit, and literally you'll see Isagi put the puzzle together, put the pieces together, and just figure everything out. It's so cool.
The way that the writer or whatever, the creator, just puts together kind of just that view of sports. You can tell he has a very interesting view on sports, and I like that perspective that you get.
I think I think the author is really trying to, using sports as a vehicle, he's really trying to just drive the fact that humans are limitless.
Oh yeah. But at the same time, it's this weird thing where it's just this weird paradox sort of thing where yes, individual humans are limitless, but at the same time, you have to use others' skills. You know what I mean? There really hasn't been too many instances where this man was seen or whatever. I don't know, man just popped up on the spot, hitting crazy shots, kicked the ball into another ball.
Rin? I think you're talking
about. Yeah. I don't know. He's mad at his brother, or so he's Sasuke, basically. Yeah.
He's Sasuke.
Oh, man. I'm trying not to spoil much because I read the manga, but It's just hard for me to contain myself right now. No, the purpose of his character was to show that like no matter what kind, like let's just say you're in that situation, no matter what kind of freak talent you may come up against, there's always a way to like improve yourself and like contend with that level of play. Really inspired me, to be honest. I think that and Haikyuu are like the two sports anime that like made me really realize what I want to do in my life.
I haven't seen
good.
Haikyuu.
Oh, yeah, this is my first sports anime.
Haikyuu is basically like the light version, not like light as in little, but if there was a light and dark, Blue Lock is the dark side, Haikyuu is the light side.
I do like just the fucking absolute savagery sometimes in Blue Lock, where you dude's just like, fuck you. Yeah, like, I'm not. That first episode where they're all like fighting for the ball from each other. I don't even think it was the first episode. Whatever it was, you mean, where they're fighting with each other for the ball. It's just a funny thing to me, just because obviously that's not how sports go. But
Honestly, it was pretty cool just seeing like him Isagi have that like internal like conflict of like, what do I do? Should I pass it? Should I go for it? And then he'd be like, nah, fuck that. This is mine. This is my moment.
God.
This is my shot. I'm taking this
shoot
shit.
the blood out this bitch.
Yeah,
It's
damn.
hilarious in retrospect. He's just thinking about all these scenarios and shit. Like he's like, I have to perform some crazy play, some crazy off the wall and play to beat this genius. And then he's just like, wait a minute. I can just kick the ball.
Wait, Monk shoot ball.
Wait.
Monk shoot ball.
I'm him. I'm him.
Wait, I am that nigga.
Then it just proceeds to fucking. Oh man. Like
That was such a good scene. They did it so well. Honestly, in the anime, they did it so well. They illustrated everything so well. I
That
really
hooked
like
me.
the anime. I really like the anime.
yeah,
I
that
haven't seen that.
moment hooked me for sure.
The anime does mega lit with some of these shots that be going 1,000 miles per hour through 3 dudes curving, and when it every time it, in the back of the net, I'm always like, ooh,
28 meters. 28 meters.
That's the kills me. Be like, all right, I'm 17 and 3/4 meters out from like.
Like, what are they beyond? Let me get some of that shit. What is in their water, dude?
It's just spatial awareness,
What's
yo.
in their shampoo? Let me fucking get some of that shit, man.
Like that dude King is cold as fuck.
King?
He's just,
Which one's king?
Borrow.
Okay.
yeah.
He never really stops.
No, that's what he just seems like that. He's that nigga to me. Like, but apparently on the number 1 ranked player, and as I'm watching right now, is that Rin, I guess. Because when he popped up, they're like, "Oh, isn't that the one who's on the national team or whatever?" And then it comes out like a couple episodes. Oh, my brother, you know.
No, he's not even spared either. Like, there's levels to it, and he's not even the top. Like,
Well, I was surprised when right off the rip, you know, in the first episode, in like the first shit, whenever it's Isagi and what's the dude's name, Kira. The first dude,
Oh, yeah.
the dude who when he missed the shot, it bounced off. He came down and scored in the first game before they even got to Blue Lock. When they like when he's running down the field, Isagi running down the field, he's like, "Oh, I need to make it to nationals. I'm trying to make it to nationals." And he's like, "Oh," he passes it. Dude kicks it, hits off the post, bounces up.
Folded.
And then that dude, Kira, who scored the game-winning goal, went to Blue Lock and got out in that first game of tag. And I thought he was going to be a big, you know, like rival character. I guess he could come back based off of what Ego says.
That was kind of crazy
he
just
got
because
locked
he was like a genuinely like nice dude.
Yeah,
What it seemed like a nice dude, but like damn.
Well, even his whole story, at first he was like, "Oh, I'm here to show this guy why this is dumb." And then he's sick as fuck when he gets eliminated.
That was pretty much the author saying, "Oh, you thought this was going to be about teamwork?"
Yep. Yeah. But see, that's my thing though, because it is about teamwork still. You know what I mean? Like it's still very much about teamwork, and it will be the whole entire time. That's what I don't really Like I guess they could have some one-on-one stuff, but as of right now, the big bulk of it is teamwork. Unless you just have the absolute raw fucking talent to work through it, like someone like Rin, or that whole team makeup. To be honest, with the three of them,
The author is trying to portray through a very unconventional way that, like, yes, there is teamwork and shit, but it doesn't matter if everybody is complacent in their role and not able to push past like problems. You know,
I definitely agree with that.
Dude, hold on. When Ren pulled up and did his warm up, kicked the ball in the air, kicked another ball into the other ball. First off, that was badass. That, oh yeah, that's a warm up. I'm ready, dude. That's such a real thing though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's times like at meets when like we'd pole vault. It was like the little meets. You know what I'm saying? Like we had big meets and there were little meets. Little meets. First off, I'm not warming up. I don't care. It's like chances are, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna sweep. Like just you remember who we had, like our trio. Chances are we're gonna sweep. And so like there would be times where I would literally go up twice and be like, all right, I'm good, and just sit for an hour.
Yeah.
And one time I did that, and I know how you did. And I like when you know how that means you scratch all, you don't place at all.
Yeah, like you threw out of bounds in every shot throw.
Dude, I felt like such a fucking fool. I warmed up after that.
Well, warming up is good. You know, it's called that for a reason. You want to keep your body warm.
I was sick. I was so sick too. I was sick about it. And dude, it was that one meet. I didn't really care about it because like it was like a JV meet, so like I really didn't care about it that much. But like, just because I'm super competitive, but
no, you let yourself down more than anything.
It was supposed to be an easy win if I didn't know, like, if I just got anything.
And that's why it hurt so much, because you know you can do better and you didn't. You're not mad at,
We got second and I threw that medal away. I threw it away. I didn't even leave the bus with that. Like, I was so sick about that. There's been a lot of medals and garbages around. Like, dude, there's a lot of second place medals that I just thrown away.
My mom has all my ribbons and medals.
Oh,
she has my 8th place ribbon for our Fat Man relay that we beat our actual relay team for.
I'm sick about that.
Not pointing any fingers or naming any names, Kevin. But we beat our actual relay team at a JV meet, and we placed 8th with 4 fat men.
I'm still sick about that. Yeah,
I still have that medal, or I think that was a ribbon. Pretty sure that's a ribbon. It's a dirt fucking ugly ass orange or brown ribbon, but I have that one. I will have that one for forever.
I didn't even get a chance, man. I was so sick. I was about to take off.
No, you're mad though, but there's like other teams. There was multiple, what are they, heats of runners for this relay, and we beat multiple actual JV relay teams with 4 high school linemen.
Never tried it, never did this, no practice.
No, we didn't warm up.
We were moving though. Y'all were moving.
Athletic big men.
Y'all were moving.
Athletic big men.
Y'all were fine.
I'm an athlete. I didn't do anything with it, but I'm an athlete.
So was hold on, was it Matt
it
or
was
Zach?
Babs. It was Little Dunn.
Okay.
And
he was quick too. He was surprisingly quick.
Yeah, we all were. Even John.
I didn't expect any of you guys to be that fast, but you guys were moving. I'm not even
We placed 8th. We literally placed 8th. We weren't even around. Other people gave us you guys gave us our medal or ribbons, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. We didn't think we were going to place at all. Like someone else gave us our ribbons. Like, yo, you guys got these. And we're like, what?
You mean the other one?
Serious? Yeah, I think there's another team there. And then they're like, oh, they dropped the John, the Bajon.
Think about it. They'll never.
I'll never let you live it down. Every time I think about it, I'll tell you. Next time I go to my mom's, I'll send you. Actually, I don't know where the ribbons are, but she has them all in a frame. Like, they're not individually framed. It is all of my ribbons and medals in a frame together, I'm pretty sure. But it's not like hanging up or anything. She's not proud of it. No, I'm joking.
All right. Anyone got anything else?
Damn it.
What? Good.
Avalanche scored.
Dude, you've been really into hockey.
I know. I am into hockey. It's an official thing. I'm officially into hockey.
I just can't. I just can't do it. I don't know why. I just
get
can't.
it. You know, everyone has their things. Like, just because, like, I'm not into soccer now that I'm watching Blue Lock. I'm more into it, but after I'm done watching Blue Lock, I'm sure I'll stop caring about it until the next season of Blue Lock. But, you know, hockey was, once I stopped playing Madden, dog shit game, fuck EA. Even though I know I'm about to say what I'm about to say, still fuck EA. Once I started playing Madden, I started playing Chell. And playing Chell, I had to learn hockey. And once I learned hockey, that was really the thing. That's why I really didn't get into hockey, like the concept of hockey and everything. But I just didn't know the rules like that.
I think that's why.
Once I learned the rules, it was over. Now I'm big into Chell. Pull up with the sticks. Let's go. I'll toss anyone the hand. No, I'm very average at Chell. But no, I'm big into hockey now though.
I think
specifically our hometown team that of our unnamed location.
I think Blue Lock really capitalized off the World Cup, like off that hype.
Oh, for sure,
like
for sure.
Blue Lock
also,
came out
hold on,
perfect time.
Whatever Messi they tried portraying in Blue Lock, not fucking Messi. It's not Messi. It's not Messi at all. Like I was looking at it, I was like, it's not even one of those things where you'd be like, it's not even like a character. Yeah, it's not almost like him. That's not fucking Messi. I wouldn't know that was Messi. The only reason I do is because you said it was, and I still don't think it is. Like,
I mean, you gotta understand the manga was written in like 2019, so like they were stating at the beginning that Messi had never won a World Cup, and then like in the same year that the anime premiered, Messi won the World Cup. So the author must have been like, "Oh,
what the fuck? What the fuck?"
Oh,
yeah, capitalizing off the World Cup and also the fact that soccer is the biggest sport in the world, you know?
I didn't think like soccer was like that in Japan.
I think it's more like up and coming now.
Was it all?
It's like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Has it always been? I thought Japan's thing was like baseball. Yeah.
Like basketball too or something. Wait, is that Japan? Was that China?
I thought it was baseball. I thought
China's
Japanese baseball players were fucking dogs. Now apparently they're out there on the grass now too. They're out there on the pitch.
Blue Lock definitely got me into soccer. Yeah. And it was like I realized it because I used to watch a lot of like soccer games with my dad too. So I was just like, yo, I like this sport a lot more than I thought I did. And it's just that I never got an opportunity to actually play it. That's the thing. I don't think there was a soccer team in any of my schools or anything like that.
Dude, when we were growing up, well, actually, even when we were kids, like we just randomly would start playing soccer. Like there'd be just days like, oh, get the boys together, we're going to the field and we'll play soccer. Or like, you know what I mean?
I've been count on one hand outside of gym class in school that I've played recreational soccer because I don't like running.
That makes sense.
And I'm not good at soccer. Very much a football guy.
I don't think any of us were good at soccer.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't like doing things that I'm not good at. I know that's very contradictory because like how are you going to get good at something if, you know, you don't do it. But no, fuck Rocket League, fuck soccer. I know I texted you earlier saying Blue Lock got me wanting to play soccer, but that's just because they make it look easy. If soccer was easy like that for me, yeah, I'd play soccer all the time. But that's just when I'm watching Naruto, you know what I mean? I want to fucking use the Rasengan too. You know what I mean? It's just what anime does to me. I want to be in the world. I want to do what they're doing. In this specific instance, they're playing soccer.
Maybe you can go Super Saiyan.
I did like they did have a little reference in there, to a little nod to fucking
what
Dragon Ball, because whenever Ego is asking his like top shorty or whatever, I don't know, the girl that's always in the office with him or whatever, he's like, do you know what it means to awaken? She's like, oh, you mean when you go beyond your limits like a Super Saiyan? And she just cuts off there. But I'm always a fan when anime
What do you think about like egoists? Like is ego?
I want to see
good
him
or-
play soccer, yo. No, fuck that. I want to see him play soccer. Like it's like that one Kanye line, like a fat trainer taking a bite of something. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like he's just up there talking all this shit, but I want to see him play soccer. I need to see him play. No one, whenever he popped up, I don't think they were like, "Oh, that's the best soccer guy ever." He's not fucking at the Nationals. He's not playing in the World Cup. What's all the hullabaloo about him? You know, why is he?
Yeah, he's running the
to
whole thing.
ruin all of these kids' lives. You know what I mean? I want to see him play soccer. He better be the test or something. I don't fucking know, because if that nigga don't play soccer, I hope they expose him.
And why does he have the authority to make sure they don't get on the Japan team, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I don't know if his connects to the team. You know what I mean? It's just also like what. Who's the guarantee that the winner of the? You know what I mean? What if he's just
some guy.
Exactly, some guy. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna get all these kids.
He's Mr. Beast.
Yeah, that's my take on ego, though. I don't know.
No. But
I think he's
what
a
I was
fucking fraud.
what I was saying is actual ego. Like, is ego good or bad? Like,
Depends on the situation.
Like-
No, I think the term is how I like to view it is like, I think there was this philosopher that said there was super ego, and then id, basically. These three components of the human psyche. The super ego is basically like the do-gooder of yourself, basically the one telling you like, hey, this is bad, you shouldn't do this. Or like when you do something bad, it instills guilt into you and makes you feel bad about that. And as a result, your ego will like check that and see if it's like, if it aligns with your values. The ego is portrayed as like yourself in this grounded reality, like the mediator between super ego and id. Id being your like instinctual primal desires, things like sex, hunger, and the
Feeding
carnal
your
desires,
kids.
basically. So I think Blue Lock is exploring what exactly does ego mean, because a lot of people will slap the negative connotation on the word ego, because when you think of ego, you think of somebody that has like, that's really arrogant, boastful, like belligerent, like just
full himself. Like,
yeah,
big-headed,
full of
yeah.
himself, basically. But to me, ego is a lot more than just that. It's like a spectrum, basically. Like, since the ego is the mediator between the two, id and super ego, it's really about like what your values are and like how far are you willing to go to get like where you want to go. So it's explored in a lot of ways and forms of the different characters in Blue Lock. Like in Isagi, I should say.
He's soggy. He's soggy.
Soggy.
This boy wet, yo. He is wet.
In Isagi, like you see like his ego is starting to really grow.
Mhm.
And that's because like of his desire to be like the world's best and to never have a moment like him in the first episode where he passed it and then the dude folded on him. Because he had that expectation. He wanted to win. He wanted to go to the Nationals. That was like his values, like his core values that drove him to like want to be a soccer player. And you see that grow because he's like, I don't want a situation like that happening again, where I'm dependent on somebody and they let me down. In Bachira, we see him and his monster, which at first we're like, yo, this dude is schizo. But in reality, it's because like, they didn't dive that far into it, so I'm not going to say.
It's like the angel on your shoulder and the devil on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Is that what, like your super ego and your
I feel like I'm just strictly my take on the anime. I feel like the monster is probably going to be something of the competitive sort, like that hunger, that drive, that just makes you go.
Yeah, so if I can like, without it being so spoilery, Bachira made that monster basically because nobody else was meeting his expectations when he was a kid playing soccer. So he made that monster to literally compete against himself.
Yeah. To force him to drive, and you can see that they portrayed that part very well in all of the different characters. You can tell when and what drives them and what gives them that spark.
Yeah, it's not necessary. they do delve into this in Blue Lock, where like some of the best players in the world came from like dirt poor conditions. Like they grew up in extreme poverty, and the soccer ball was the only way where they could make money. A lot of these players in Blue Lock just have normal lives. They don't really have like extreme conditions in which to grow like an absolute insane talent for soccer.
Like this is their only out. Like they have to ball out.
Blue Lock is this prison-like structure because it's designed that way. With basically Ego Jinpachi is designing Blue Lock to be like this prison-like structure to give these players that ego and see who triumphs over all of that. It's anime as fuck. It's not meant to be taken so literally, but the point is that ego is a spectrum, and it's up to the person themselves. How far do they want to take it and how they choose to handle it? So as Blue Lock progresses, people will see that Isagi is his ego, he starts to get more disrespectful as time goes by, and that's within the game itself.
You just get
outside of the game, he's always been like a reserved. He's a reserved.
That's
kid.
like his ego that is driving. Like you said, your two sides, the super ego and the id. I feel like that's more of the id coming out. That's his instinctual nature to want to win.
Yeah.
To need to win.
Yes. Which is a thing I think it's built in every man, to be honest.
Yeah, to an extent.
It's programmed in every man to like, because we came from, or like, we evolved from like having to hunt like prey, essentially.
Eating meat.
I think the message of Blue Lock is basically like, it's a letter to Japan sports, basically saying like, I appreciate like the teamwork culture we have, but if you really want to win, then you just have to let it go.
If you want to be the best, you have to let yourself be the best. You have to let yourself give in to those, indulgent, greedy vibes that aren't always the best for, your social status or just the way you feel about yourself sometimes. I mean, sometimes you have to do something greedy or selfish out of necessity. It doesn't feel good, but it does help you out in the long run, or help your team in a sense out here. People around you, helps them out, but doesn't necessarily feel the best for you.
Well, the thing is, the author is saying we all have that inside of us. Mm-hmm. We just tame it in some way. That's the author's. That's what I think the author is trying to say. And
there's a time and a place.
I disagree, because when you look at Kobe Bryant, for instance, that's probably the prime example of.
I'm sorry, I just whacked my elbow off this windowsill back here.
You're good.
I funny boned the fuck out of my shit, yo. I ain't laughing.
Oh yeah, that windowsill is right there, by the way.
That shit hurt, yo. I'm sorry, I did not mean to interrupt through injury.
No, you're good. Kobe Bryant is a prime example of this, of that killer instinct, basically. His ego, you could say it was insane, but it was completely justified. That man slept 4 hours a day. He woke up, his first thought was gym. He literally just outworked people in the gym just to tell them, or like they'll go up to him and ask, yo, why do you work so hard? Like, why are you here so early? And he's just like, so I can beat you.
So do you think that competitiveness is a mental illness? Like when you're that competitive?
No, I mean, like the way that he approached it, Kobe Bryant later admitted that he probably needed more sleep. That like age caught up to him in that regard, and all those decisions that he made regarding sleep and taking care of his body, he that had caught up to him at some point.
So I mean, I kind of.
But it still doesn't take away from the fact he's one of the most known
basketball even if he had a mental illness, it wouldn't, because it's almost like even it drives him so much to where it makes him malnourish himself. So like, because being competitive to that point, almost to a fault, that's what I'm talking about. That extreme competitiveness, I feel like this is nothing I've thought about until right now. Really, I feel like it is kind of like a mental illness. It makes you live your life differently than if you do have that. You just, everything is constantly being driven by that that mental aspect of competitiveness. You know what I mean? I want to be the best. I want to win. It's almost like, you know, depression or schizophrenia or whatever. You know, it's always in the back there. It's always talking to you. You know, it's always poking you. That's just my take on it. I don't know.
Personally, I can respect it because it's still a passion. It's still like, if you're not harming anyone, like, I don't see a problem with it.
I'm not saying it's not a respectable thing. I'm just saying as a perspective thing, because not everyone has that. You know what I mean? Like, just like not everyone has insert any mental illness here. It's an extreme on that spectrum, on the competitive spectrum.
I feel like extreme of anything is, you know, should be
Extreme.
negative. Well, I mean, could be seen as negative at least. You know what I mean?
I mean, in this specific case, yeah, just like Brian was saying, it is negative. You know, he was not taking care of his body the way he's supposed to because competitiveness was driving him so much. And I'll still say to this day, Kobe wouldn't have died if he didn't make it. If he wasn't so goddamn rich, he was only in a helicopter because he didn't want to go through traffic. That's crazy.
It is tragic.
No, that's traffic. You should do crazy things to a person.
Yeah.
Honestly, like me, I can say I wouldn't mind having some kind of obsession like that towards something.
Obsession is where you get into detrimental territory, I feel like, to your mind and others around you. Because you're not focused on bettering yourself or others around you or anything like that. You're focused on this one specific goal. And it's not even out of selfishness. It's something in your brain that was planted and can't be. It's like a weed. It just never goes away. You know, it might be taken away for a little bit, but the root of it is never gone, and it always comes back.
Yeah,
You never get rid of a weed.
I'm just saying in this specific sense.
I was gonna say, I mean, dig deep enough you can. Pull out the root.
Yeah, but if you heard what I said, didn't get the root, so it grew back.
so far in my life, I'd say I've suffered.
Fuck my analogy. Never mind. Whatever. It was dumb, anyways. Whatever.
No, that's valid concerns because like you don't want to be like that hyper fixated on something where you ignore everything else. Like
That's just what I'm like. Being fixated on a goal is different than being obsessed with a goal. I feel like, or am I just using synonyms?
yeah, it might be semantics in that case. For me, I would like that because ultimately I'm just trying to like get my family right, you know? So there's always like pure intentions, or on my end there's always pure intentions to like pursuing things. I'd rather break the mold and like say I tried, and like if I didn't get to that point, it's whatever, than like remain how I was years ago where I was just complacent, just trying to get by. And like I observed it when I was like going to school every day and shit. Like I would have to get by because, you know, I'm the token Asian kid. Like
I know all
to
about
avoid
it.
getting bullied, I just have to like fit in, dude. And that brought me a lot more pain longer term.
Conforming is never the answer.
Yeah. I'd rather just go for it, break the mold, and be extreme in that regard. But I will never like really forget my roots. I don't know if I can strike a balance with that, but I feel like if Blue Lock taught me anything, it's limitless in what you can do. It's just like, what are your intentions? Do you desire to be the best soccer player because you want the fame, the notoriety, the money, the women? Do you want to just simply be the best in soccer, to fulfill your own purpose, to self-actualize? And from then on, what do you do with the rewards that you would inevitably get because you are the best soccer player?
Yeah, I feel like. Yeah. I feel like Blue Lock is it really makes you realize like you want to harp on your strengths and identify your weaknesses, but ultimately, you know, what makes you is what you should focus on and try to better.
I can agree with that.
And the things that you learn within that journey, obviously you don't use that, but the main thing is the journey, I guess.
Yeah.
I've been honestly in life in general. I've been seeing that a lot more, and like I would always like set a goal or something like that, and just try to reach that goal as fast as they can, not to realize like everything is good, everything that was like worth it made that goal like feel good. The goal itself didn't feel good, but everything in between, like now looking back, oh, that's kind of what made
like the foundation,
that journey worth it,
that you built up to get to the goal.
Yeah, that's definitely. I feel like going through it for the goal wasn't as worth it, because once you get that goal, that it's done, you get nothing from. You really get nothing from it, but the journey, the goal itself, you get nothing from. But the journey, everything you picked up, everything you learned, everything you've done, all the decisions that you made in your past, that your mistakes, whether it was, or all the decisions, whether it were mistakes or good decisions. You saw how that play off, you learned from it, and you got better. But ultimately, it's just something about Blue Lock that really makes you reflect. Especially if you're an athlete or played a sport or anything in competitive, it really makes you reflect on.
It wakes up that monster. You
It really
know,
does.
like
Hell yeah.
You want to just act on that drive. And it's just from watching these fucking high school kids play fake soccer, it's amazing. It really is.
It really is. Honestly, I'm not even the same
But
person.
like the fact that we can get this, deep about a fucking soccer anime.
They're not even done with it yet.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's still running the first season. I haven't delved into the manga or anything. I know you have, Brian, but yeah, it's not all. Blue Lock is doing something that all anime strive to do, but just do it not the right way, because you're talking about.
I think there's one other like boxing anime, like I think it's called like Hippo, like something.
Hajime no Ippo.
Yep. God damn, bro. He was on that. Yeah. But have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Bits and parts of it, yeah.
Like that was really good. It was really old. It's definitely not on like the same writing as or animation as Blue Lock, but a lot of it is like the core basics of like developing training, like fighting through and breaking through your barriers to beat your opponent, even though like your opponent might be unbeatable, like this is an impossible task. Like you find a way through hard work, through dedication, like it's the core basis of like what you need to be great. So that was a really good anime that I watched. I think I watched it all on YouTube.
Back in the day, Susan would have been pissed about
it's
it.
still up there.
Never mind.
I mean, it's not there, Susan. It's not there. It's not there.
A very legal anime site.
Susan, it's not on there. Don't check it. Don't check it. But man,
I feel like it is easier though to relate those like core values and things, like all the training and all the work that it really takes, when it's something real, tangible that you could. Boxing is a real thing in our life. You know what I mean? Fucking Super Saiyans aren't. So when you're watching that, it's not like you're watching Goku just be Goku because he's Goku. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, look at the fucking Joe Schmo in this boxing anime, or in this soccer anime, and this volleyball anime.
Like,
and they're just doing it,
Like, dude basically was like a punching bag. He was like he was like really soft, really family, or he just wanted to like care for his mom, stuff like that. And he was really soft. He wasn't like a fighter. He wasn't anything like that. He just got really strong because he was like working to help his mom, like pay the bills. Like he was working a job, and like I think it was a fishing company there. He was working at the beginning of the anime. So like he was always carrying like these people's like gear as they went to fishing and stuff like that. So he was strong. He was like strong,
naturally labor strong.
Yeah. So he used that like the punching power as his training. And like once he got to like the training facility, the gym that he was at, he was like the hardest puncher for no reason.
Also, that farm strength, though. Like, no, that's a real thing.
It's a real thing. He was working. He was grinding before the even gym. He got to the gym, so.
Yeah, and it's just that added. He's literally fighting for something else. You know what I mean? Like you said, his mom was his motivation. He's literally fighting for something else.
There's emotion behind the punches.
Yeah, and it's not a love for the sport. You know what I mean? It's an outside drive.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna get it no matter what type of punch. Like
yeah. Like this is life or death, but it's not yours. But it, you know, like.
It was really good. It was just really good to see, and really, I don't know, it was, especially since it was an old anime, just to see that, really cool.
Let's get more sports anime. You know, I need some fucking more sports anime.
I would like to see that, but I don't know if they'll be able to do it like Blue Lock or Haikyuu.
Oh no, not at all. I just want to see them try. I'm sure there's plenty of sports anime out there. Trust me. I know there's a football sports anime sitting in my pinned tabs that I haven't watched.
Dude, I know Kathy. Back in the day, Kathy loved. I'm pretty sure she liked watching The Prince of Tennis.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It was on Toonami, bro. Back in the day, old school Saturday night.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember Kathy would always want to watch. Yeah, she would always want to watch that, and I'm, yo, Naruto's about to be on, so like, as soon as that's on, you know what I'm saying, you up out of here.
You know, more Prince of Tennis. It's Nine Tails Fox.
Going back to earlier what Zach said about like how it's easier to relate to Blue Lock because all these things are tangible versus like in like Dragon Ball or Naruto, or you'll see them grow and shit, but they're doing shit that we can't do. We can't just like fucking do a bunch of this and then suddenly spit fireballs.
I can't summon
we can,
fire.
However, kick a ball and think about like where this ball will go.
I mean, shit. I might be able to do some fireball jutsu, god damn it. No.
Listen, we've all tried. We've all tried enough to this point. We know it's not possible.
The closest I got was sticking my hand out on the window and acting like the fucking air.
Dude, I still like doing that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pain, take this Ross and shuriken, motherfucker.